Hello and welcome to RevWheels. Now talking about the Kia Seltos. It's always been a segment disruptor ever since its launch way back in 2019. And now Kia has just unveiled, in fact it did a global unveil of the brand new Seltos recently. Now today we're going to be driving it and telling you what it's all about. But the important question that we're going to answer is whether or not now it has what it takes to displace its cousin, the Hyundai Creta, from its throne. So let's take a look. The biggest change, of course, is on the design front. It's bigger, it's wider, it's taller. The chassis has undergone changes. Let me tell you all about it in detail.
The proportions have grown. It's now the longest in the segment at 4460 mm and the wider stance immediately adds road presence. Up front you see Kia's new digital tiger face grille, flanked by ice cube LED projection headlamps with a dynamic welcome function. The star map LED DRLs and connected tail lamps at the rear give it a very distinctive light signature, especially at night. From the side, the new automatic flush door handles, R18 crystal cut alloy wheels and bold character lines add to the premium appeal. Elements like the robust front and rear skid plates and the blacked out detailing on higher variants keep the SUV identity intact rather than going soft or crossover-like.
Now from the unveil video that we did, I think the new Kia Seltos unnecessarily got a lot of flack about its design regressing. Now the original Kia Seltos, it was already a very handsome car, and to do something better than that is already a difficult task. Now the new car, we think it looks just as good. The only thing is it doesn't do justice in photos. I mean, you really need to see it in the flesh, or rather in the metal, to appreciate the new design. Now step inside the cabin, and this is where the second biggest change has happened after the exteriors. Immediately what you notice is this massive screen. So now you get a Trinity display like you have in the Cirrus. So this is your instrument cluster, this is your aircon display, and this is your infotainment screen. So overall I think it looks very premium. You've got a brand new UI, so it's a lot more fluid to use, it's a lot more sharper, the graphics are a lot more sharper, and of course all the updates that will happen for this will happen over the air. Now overall the dashboard, I think they've changed the entire dashboard. It looks a lot better. You've got some soft touch materials here. Now the biggest thing that we appreciate here is the use of physical buttons along with the touchscreen buttons. I think that is the need of the hour, and the infotainment, the buttons that you use on the infotainment screen, they're not very practical on the move, and that's where these large physical buttons come into play. I think this is the way forward, and I think most manufacturers should adapt physical buttons as well. Now the next big change, or rather the thing that we love, are these ventilated headrests. They're very comfortable, and it's something that adds a little bit of comfort when you're driving really long. Talking about the seats, this seat is 10-way powered. You've also got lumbar support, and overall I think this is a very comfortable seat, and long distances shouldn't be a problem at all. And of course now you get memory functions for the driver's seat as well. And talking about the ventilation, of course both the front seats are ventilated too. Now let's take a look at the rear bench. Now let's talk about the rear bench. This is a place where Kia has worked hard a lot. Now let me tell you first up that the new Kia Seltos, it gets more headroom, it gets more legroom thanks to the extended wheelbase. It's a little longer than before the wheelbase. You also get more shoulder room, so 3 people can sit a lot more comfortably. Now legroom, the front seat is adjusted according to my height, but as you can see, legroom is not increased by a lot, but it's definitely better than before. Shoulder room, I think 3 people can sit pretty comfortably. You've got a lot of space here as well. The aircon vents, it doesn't really protrude in the center, so I think 3 people should be a pretty good fit. Now you also get the sun blinds, something that Kia started, and the rear backrest for the seat is also adjustable. So long distances, I think, should be pretty comfortable back here. You also get center armrest with the cup holders, and the only thing that we think is missing here is the ventilated seats at the back. Now the Ceros gets it, and it's a segment lower, but I think that's a USP of the Ceros. That's how Kia has kept it. So no ventilation at the back, only in the front. Now let's take a look at the boot. Now talking about the boot space, the previous Kia Seltos got 433 liters, and now you get 447 liters. So a little more space for those weekend trips.
Talking about features, the Seltos is loaded to the brim and more. You get a Bose premium sound system with 8 speakers, ventilated front seats, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, dual zone climate control, a 360-degree camera with blind view monitor, and Kia Connect 2.0 with over-the-air updates. And features like the panoramic sunroof, ambient lighting with 64 colors, and powered front seat with memory and welcome function give the Seltos a proper upmarket feel. Safety has also taken a big step forward. Built on Kia's new global K3 platform, the Seltos now offers ADAS Level 2 with 21 autonomous features, including adaptive cruise control with stop and go and others.
While you've got plenty of changes on the outside, you've got plenty of changes on the inside, but under the hood, things remain identical. So you get 3 engine options to choose from. You get a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated petrol, you get a 1.5 litre diesel, and what we're driving here, the 1.5 litre turbo petrol. Transmission, again, plenty of options there. You get a 6-speed manual, you also get an intelligent manual transmission, the IMT, basically you get an IVT, which is basically the CVT transmission, and this one, which is the top of the line 7-speed twin clutch.
Hands down, this is the best engine to go for if you're planning to buy the Seltos. It's more refined now, and the 7-speed twin clutch gearbox works very well with the 1.5 litre turbo unit. The specs remain unchanged at 158 bhp and 253 Nm of torque. What you also notice is the change between modes. You get Eco, Normal and Sport to choose from, and since we had limited time, I decided to make the best of it and stick it in Sport. Acceleration is strong and the new Seltos builds speeds rapidly. Even mid-range is excellent, where the meat of the torque helps you pass big vehicles without actually mashing the accelerator. What is also improved is the braking performance, with Kia using improved brake pads. We did manage to use the traction modes too when we had to off-road a bit to reach our location. More than the traction modes, what helped was the 10 mm increased ground clearance.
Now, one of the highlights of the new Kia Seltos is the use of the new K3 platform, which is much improved from the previous car. Now, apart from improving the ride quality, what they've also worked on is the NVH. Basically, the insulation, the noise insulation on the inside. So when you're cruising at 100 and 120 kilometers per hour, the road noise, the noise coming in from outside, it's pretty well isolated. I mean, it's near silent, the cabin, when you're cruising at easy triple-digit speeds. And what that does is make long journeys even more comfortable.
Limited time during first drives meant it was mostly a dash to the shoot location and back, but we did manage to feel the changes that Kia has worked on. Let me start with the biggest change, which is the use of the new K3 platform in the new Seltos. And with the new platform comes the suspension enhancement as well. Changes to the McPherson struts and the rear torsion beam axle means the Seltos now gets a more supple ride as compared to the previous model. Right off the bat, it isn't evident with the initial stiffness still there. But as the speeds build and the roads get uneven, the changes come to the fore. The new Seltos definitely feels more absorbent than before. The power steering unit also gets an update, getting a new motor and more torque to make it even more effortless. Handling is more or less the same, which isn't a bad thing considering the original Seltos was a good handling SUV. We did push it through some corners, and the increased ground clearance and the new softer suspension setup means it rolls slightly more through the corners, but this is evident only when you push really hard into the corners.
Now, on first impressions, the new Kia Seltos feels like a calculated and confident step forward. It looks a lot more bolder, it's a lot more aggressive. The interiors now are a lot more premium than before, and the feature list, it's right up there with the best and even better than some. What is interesting this time is that the Kia Seltos looks like it finally has what it takes to dethrone the current champion, the Hyundai Creta, from its throne. With its bolder styling, tech-heavy and spacious cabin, Kia is pitching the new Seltos as a more modern and a more premium offering. Now, talking about the prices, Kia will be announcing the prices for the new Seltos around first week of January 2026. And knowing Kia, we are sure that it's going to be competitive. And that's not only going to cause a lot of flutters in the Hyundai camp, but we think it's going to shake up the segment once again.